Everybody.
He out there. I hear you. I hear you.
You can get one of those chairs and sit right there.
I'm fine saying that. It's okay.
All right.
I told her I sit down all day, so standing up won't bother me.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and call the meeting to order December 16th, 2024, 5:30 p.m. We want to welcome each and every one of you here. And as is stated before, if you're not on the agenda, please refrain from speaking out. Right now, we're going to go in a word of prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for allowing us to come together once more again to take care of our city business, Lord God. We ask that you touch each and every one that's here, even the ones that are in their absence right now, Lord God. We ask these in all of your name we pray. Amen. Amen. We're going to say the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have under old business, we have the resolution of the mayor and council enacting a moratorium of 180 days related to land use and development involving non-traditional housing structures and improvements. This is where we're actually we're trying to get in place for our the tiny homes that are wanting to come into the city. So we want to have something in place so that in the ordinance that we can have to go by. So, well, this ordinance, this moratorium will put it on hold until we can get that to be put in place. So,
You gonna read it?
you
I can if you like.
Okay,
Certainly,
yes.
Sure. City of Gordon, Georgia is a resolution of the mayor and council of the city of Gordon, Georgia, enacting a moratorium of 180 days related to land use and development involving non-traditional housing structures and improvements. Whereas, as provided in Article 9, Section 2, paragraphs 2 and 3 of the Georgia Constitution, the city of Gordon City Council enjoys home rule powers, including police power, and land development and governmental and supplementary powers, all of which are necessary to perform all functions of government in order to promote the health and welfare and safety of the citizens and general public of the city of Gordon. Whereas the city council may exercise any power for city purposes except as expressly prohibited by law. Whereas long-standing inflation in the United States has caused increasing numbers of Americans to relocate outside metropolitan areas like the city of Gordon, where they have been able to buy land at cheaper prices and then use and develop the land for non-traditional housing structures or developments such as tiny houses. Whereas in light of the growing need for housing, the City Council has recently been confronted with genuine interest or desire on the part of one or more individuals to receive approval to use or develop land within the city limits by placing, constructing, maintaining, and improving on such non-traditional housing structures such as tiny homes. Whereas in particular, a tiny house is typically defined as a single-family home approximately 400 square feet or less, excluding lofts. Whereas the City Council finds that there is an urgent need to address, study, and determine whether or how to create standards relating to the use and development of the land within the city limits for the construction, placement, maintenance, and improvement of such non-traditional housing structures, including but not limited to such areas where subdivisions have been developed, may be planned for development, or are in existence and use. Whereas the City Council also finds that there is an urgent need to address, study, and determine the extent to which any existing rules, regulations, and ordinances of the City of Gordon, such as those related to existing or planned land use and development of land in the City of Gordon, will or may be affected by the adoption or enactment of any regulations concerning the construction, placement, maintenance, and improvement of such non-traditional housing structures, including but not limited to areas where subdivisions have been developed, may be planned for development, or are in existence and use. Whereas, due to the foregoing, the City Council is in the process of evaluating whether to permit and or regulate the use and development of land in the City of Gordon city limits through the construction, placement, maintenance, and improvement of such non-traditional housing structures. Whereas in order to give the City Council adequate opportunity to properly study and determine these matters, it needs additional time. Whereas the City Council also wishes to place the public and all interested parties on notice that it is in the process of studying the foregoing and making determinations related thereto. Whereas the City Council deems it necessary and proper to review any and all of its rules, regulations, and ordinances related to these matters. Whereas in City of Roswell et al. Versus Outdoor Systems Incorporated, a case from 2001, a Georgia Supreme Court case, the Georgia Supreme Court held that limited moratoria are reasonable and do not constitute land use when such moratoria are applied throughout the jurisdiction rather than by geographic zones. As well, the basic requirements of the Georgia Zoning Procedures Law do not apply to such moratoria. Whereas the City Council thus finds it is necessary and appropriate to adopt and enact a moratorium barring for a period of 180 days from the date of execution of this resolution the consideration or acceptance of all applications related to use or development of land in the City of Gordon city limits by or through the construction, placement, maintenance, and improvement of non-traditional housing structures or developments such as tiny homes. And whereas thus the City Council has in good faith determined that due to the specific conditions in existence in the City of Gordon, this moratorium is reasonable and does not exceed the period of time necessary to consider, correct, modify, or resolve these matters. And it further finds that this action is in the best interest of the City of Gordon, its residents, and the general public, and it promotes the health, safety, and welfare of all such persons. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council to hereby approve and enact a moratorium barring for a period of 180 days from the date of execution of this resolution the consideration or acceptance of all applications related to use or development of land in the city limits of the City of Gordon by or through the construction, placement, maintenance, and improvement of non-traditional housing structures or developments such as tiny homes, and including but not limited to such areas of land where subdivisions have been developed, may be planned for development, or are in existence or use. Be it further resolved by the City Council that absent an imminent threat to the public health, welfare, and safety, this resolution will not apply to any project for which a valid building permit is outstanding or may be otherwise permitted.
Can we get a motion?
I make a motion that we approve the resolution.
Okay. Any discussion?
To set the first reading, is that what, didn't we have to start over?
We gotta,
It failed at the last meeting, that's
so you
all.
gotta do the first
They may
reading.
do first
Okay.
and second, correct,
Okay.
yes.
So Evans and Ripple to set the first reading.
Any discussion? All in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
All not in favor by saying no. Okay. Next, we have on the agenda to approve the 2024-2025 proposed budget. And, you all had the updated budget. I just put a paper copy on your desk tonight. So, y'all have any questions or any concerns or in reference to the budget?
Didn't we add money on the park, the Gordon Park?
Yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
where do we pull money from to actually cover that?
That
I
we
think it
didn't
was like 8,000, was it 8,000?
Yeah.
So
We
where
didn't-
do we pull
Supposed
it
to be
from?
10,000.
It was an error, it was supposed to be 10,000 instead of 8 from the beginning.
Okay, but where do we pull it from is what I'm saying.
That's what it was the last, we never pulled it from anywhere.
Well, I thought we only had like 2,000 and we had to increase it.
Because we was gonna fix the restroom and make it handicap accessible. And the bid that we got, like, close to 10, so we just rounded up to $10,000.
Yeah, so we didn't pull it. Any other questions on the budget? If there are no other questions, can we get a motion?
I make a motion, we approve it for 24-25 budget proposed.
Any discussion? All in favor by saying aye? All not in favor by saying no?
Did everybody vote aye?
Mhm.
Tom, did you vote? Did you vote?
Mm.
You didn't vote at all?
Okay. So,
You abstained?
okay. Next, we have, to approve the 2024-2025 salary scale. And you all have that also attached to the budget. The only, difference in this is we are, to save money, we're not gonna retroactive it back to October 1st. We're gonna make it effective January 1st. In first pay scale in January. So it'll be in January, so we're not retroacting it back to October 1st, so, that's the only thing we had different on there.
Yeah, I make the motion that we approve the 24-25 salary scale.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor by saying aye? All not in favor by saying no? Okay. Next, we have on the agenda the update of water and sewer ordinance. This is our second reading and adoption.
Yes, Mayor. So, again, as I noted at last week's meeting, the only change to the ordinance that is being proposed here, this is the Water and Sewer Ordinance, Chapter 14 of your Code of Ordinances, is at Section 14-5, and that says, the new ordinance would read this way: rates and charges for water and sewer are on file with the city clerk and may be adjusted from time to time at the discretion of the council upon a majority vote. So previously you had listed in there what the actual rates were, and there had been over time some handwritten changes, and so the reason for kind of adjusting it this way is it just seems easier to keep the actual rates on file with the clerk so that you don't have to constantly kind of update that ordinance. So that would be the ordinance, and then along with the ordinance, there's a resolution, and I'll read the resolution for you. It is just one page. It's 2 pages, but 1 page I'll read it. Water and wastewater rates and charges. Whereas the city of Gordon has established a water and wastewater utility to provide for supply of potable water and to provide for sewage treatment and disposal in the community. And whereas an updated water and wastewater rate analysis was performed for the city of Gordon by the Georgia Rural Water Association and was accepted by action of the City Council on October 21, 2024. And whereas the Council of the City of Gordon has adopted a water and wastewater ordinance which provides for establishment and revision of charges for water and wastewater services to be accomplished by resolution of the City of Gordon. Now therefore be it resolved that the scheduled rates for water and wastewater services shall be as noted on the attached Exhibit A. And be it further resolved that the foregoing rate and fee schedules, upon approval of this resolution by the City Council, shall become effective as of January 1, 2025, and shall be reflected in the billings to customers, beginning with bills sent out for time periods beginning January 1, 2025. Exhibit A, the second page of that, is just two charts that shows the different rates for water and sewer. So, and that would be, and I would advise you do one vote on the ordinance and you do a second vote on the resolution.
Okay,
And I'm happy to answer any questions if anybody
okay,
has questions.
okay. Can we get a motion for the ordinance?
I make a motion that we approve the ordinance.
I second.
Any discussion? All in favor by saying aye? All not in favor by saying no? Okay. And then the resolution, can we get a motion?
I make a motion, we approve the resolution.
I second.
Any discussion? All in favor by saying aye?
I'm
All
sorry.
not in favor?
Did you get a second for that? I mean,
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
Any discussion? All in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
All not in favor by saying no?
Before we go any further, we need to set the millage rate too, because Jamisha needs that immediately.
So we need to amend to add that on.
She's got to be able to advertise this 5-year history, and she's got to know when we're gonna vote on it. And if we're leaving the mill rate the same, or we are reducing it to where, is Mr. Matt Garvin still here?
Yeah, he's here. Mr. Garvin?
You might wanna ask him. He's left.
Oh, did he leave?
Because, what we've been presenting, it actually goes down a little bit, the mill rate.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to say whether we're gonna leave the mill rate the same as last year, or we're gonna accept the lowered rate according to the tax digest, but we need to set
Cause it's
that.
lower this time.
Cause she
What
wants
was
me to
the rate
call
that
her
they
tomorrow
lowered
and
to?
let her know what the mill rate is.
What's the rate they lowered it to?
Just a second. Okay, it was 7.933. Can you see it on the, should be the 6.5.
7.933 is 5.
I'm saying that's the current mill rate. I was thinking it was lowered down with the mill, tax digest.
5.00. 5.00. I thought it was 6.43.
I did too. I wonder what happened. This is last year's though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
this
that's
is
not
last
the new
year's,
one.
but no, that's not the new one, but this is an
Okay,
example of
yeah.
what we've got to do, and see how it says you got to approve it at a, meeting.
Yeah.
So we have to set a meeting.
So the new rate is gonna be 6 point, so do you have a copy of that
Let's
new
see
rate?
if I can find that.
Cause it's gonna be lower than this 7.993.
I may not have brought that in here. It would be at the rate that was presented. Here it is right here. 6.865, that's what
Okay.
she sent in for the 2024 millage rate,
Mm-hmm.
and last year's was 7.933.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to we need to let her know which mill rate we're gonna set it at, so she can get the 5-year mill rate history ran.
So you all need to make a,
But
we need to amend it.
well, we just gotta let her know a date, which mill rate you're going with, and what date we're gonna approve it, so she can put it on the ad. It's gotta go in the paper. You have to advertise it.
In essence, you advertise that you're gonna have a meeting to set it.
To
That's what
set
you're
it,
saying.
So, but tonight, we need to determine which one we're gonna go with, and what date we're gonna approve it. Is this, well, was she trying to do it before this year?
She needs it as soon as possible. She's going out of office in December.
So it doesn't,
and it's holding up the tax digest.
so it doesn't matter if it's a date after, if it's, we don't have another meeting, we'll have to do a call meeting?
We normally do.
Yeah. I was just letting them know, because
I don't think she can get the tax digest, but she has to have these figures, and it has to be approved, I think, before she can get the tax bills printed, and it's holding her up. I don't think we're the only city though.
so we need to come up with a date, and it's gonna be, we're gonna have to have a call meeting date, whatever that date is we choose. But tonight, we need to determine what date.
Yeah, because she's wanting me to turn over this information to her tomorrow morning. Because she needs at least a week or two to get the bills, get these figures in the paper, in order to get the bills printed up and get them out.
So you all wanna stay with the 7.933, or you wanna go to the 6.865?
We gotta make a decision like, we're gonna amend the, agenda. And
No, it's just to get the date, because we're gonna have to have a meeting, separate from this one.
And she does need the meeting date, because it's gotta go in the ad and whatever mill rate we're going in. She needs it tomorrow if possible.
So you just need a date.
We need a date, and which one do you all
Cool.
want to go with it?
We need to before the end of the year, right?
Yes.
Before the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna have a call meeting?
Call me.
Well, whatever's convenient. We need to do it quick as possible.
What?
I think it's just got to run 1 week in the paper.
So today's the 16th.
But she'll, we'll actually fill in this form that she's got, and she will run it for us.
Okay.
But we just have to get the information to her tomorrow morning.
In order for it to run for 1 week.
You wanna do it tomorrow?
Well,
24 hours.
you got, okay, all we need to do tonight is just tell her when we can meet again.
Oh,
We gotta advertise this for 1 week.
Okay.
And she'll do
As soon as
that.
possible.
Mhm.
We gotta have it.
So I would see at least week after next, I mean,
Not week
cause
after
it's gotta run 1 week in the paper, so it'll be probably next week. We
It's
should
gonna
get
be
it in
after.
there.
Look, it's gonna be after she leaves. So we gotta do it this week.
So we gotta do it this week, yeah.
Okay. And we're gonna have to set it,
So what's a good day for you all?
My schedule's clear
Okay.
this week.
So what's a good day? Time.
We'll do it Wednesday.
Yeah, do it Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is the only day I can do it.
Okay, so is everybody else clear?
Tomorrow you gotta
we
do
can't do
You
it.
can't do it, you gotta
24
have
hours.
a 24-hour notice.
You gotta have 24 hours.
Well, can you do it in the morning? In the morning be better?
Oh, in the
No,
morning?
not in the morning, but a morning.
A morning?
Yes, a morning, yes.
Okay.
The morning's gonna be good for me. I gotta go to work.
Yeah, morning ain't good for me.
We could do it next, let's see. I don't know, she just said she needed to know tomorrow when we're gonna, she needs to know the mill rate tomorrow, so she can get the 5-year history advertised.
Okay.
Well, do we have to have a physical meeting? Can we hold council?
It has to be,
You gotta be present.
you have to have
Because,
a public meeting.
Okay.
because the meeting, the notice is gonna read, the city of Gordon does hereby announce that the millage rate will be set at a meeting to be held at the Gordon City Hall on such and such date,
Yeah.
at such and such time.
Yes.
That's been the ad.
Well, we gotta do it this week in order to get it in.
Miss Barbara says she won't be there, but if we got a forum,
Yeah, you still can have it.
still can have a meeting. So what's a good day?
And that did work for me as long as I'm in the morning.
Okay, so that's a good time. Evenings is better for you, Don?
Mm-hmm.
Evenings is better for you?
Anytime for me.
Okay, so what day this week, since Miss Barbara is
Well, I'll say Thursday.
Thursday evening,
That's fine.
Thursday. What time y'all wanna do?
5:30? 5:30?
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock? No, she,
That's the 19th. Okay.
okay, yeah. Okay,
Mayor,
so,
can I say something? Ask a question.
no. No, sir. Okay, so what date? You all said Thursday at 5?
Thursday at 5.
And what are we gonna go with, the 7.933 or the 6.865?
The 6.835 came as a
That's a decrease.
decrease based on.
She just got 24 minutes right. Based on the latest digest.
Okay. So what what rate are you going with?
Did Mr. Garvin ever say whether he thought we ought to raise or lower it?
Now, if he didn't give it either one.
He never talked to you after
he
that,
didn't.
okay.
But even if you raise it, you have to go through the different,
If you raise it so much, you have to have 3 public hearings. So last year's was 7.933, so we'd be lowering it.
So if you lower it, you don't have to.
If it stays the same, you wouldn't have to have it.
Do we have to set it right now? Do we have, when we
Yes.
had a meeting?
No, you have to,
Do we have to do it now?
yes. Either stay the same or lower.
I guess the question is what impact it has on the budget. Logically, that's a drop. And it would be helpful.
Some kind of effect on it. If it go down, it will have some kind of effect on the budget.
We were short on our budget.
So you can keep it the same.
I think we need to hold it the same, given the fact that we were in the hold on the budget.
Okay.
So
All right. So what do you all decide?
I mean,
Else to keep it the same.
I make a motion to keep it the same, given the fact, like I said,
No.
we
I don't keep it the same, I wouldn't lower it.
Okay.
Right.
There.
He said keep it same.
All right. So you gonna stay the same. So you
We just need a second, we need a
I say.
second line. You can't just vote on
in discussion? All in favor by saying aye? All not in favor by saying no?
it. Is that all ayes?
Yep.
Yep.
Thank y'all.
All right. Next, we have new business, water leak adjustment report.
Not for this time. Did you want to do it or you want me to?
You can go ahead with it.
Okay, Billy Joe Lamb at 110 Sitton Avenue. Average bill $42.52, average usage 3,100 gallons. November bill $195.79, usage of 26,352 gallons. and he is eligible for a 1 month adjustment.
I make a motion to approve the adjustment.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
All not in favor by saying no.
Okay, and Miss Betty Anderson at 134 College Street.
Mhm.
She's eligible for 2 consecutive months adjustment. Average usage is 806 gallons. Average bill $35.31. Her October bill was $74.32. Usage 7,920 gallons. November bill $108.27. Usage 13,072 gallons, and she's eligible for 2 months consecutive adjustments also.
Make a motion that we approve the water leak just for Ms. Betty Adams.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
All not in favor by saying no. Mr. Burry,
He hasn't come across my desk yet.
he doesn't have it come.
When they come across my desk, I have to go back and do all the figures. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay,
We'll get it.
he had one too.
Okay.
All right, next we have St. John CME Gordon Park Rehabilitation. Miss Belinda, we have Miss Belinda Hunt here.
No, I know the one. Good morning. Good day. I also have with me Josie Williams. She's from the Georgia Policy Center.
No, it's just.
Do you want me to come up here? Or?
No, you could. I was just saying, just stand up so they can see you.
So what I want to do is, City Council seems to be a little heavy this evening. I want to try to make it a little lighter. I'll leave this for Mr. Phillips, he's not here. But I want to make it a little lighter. So what I want you all to do is go with me on a little journey. Now, I won't take over 15 minutes, I promise you. Go with me on a journey. Just take your imagination and go back to when you were a child. I know we're a little older in this room. Sometimes we lose our imagination when we get to be a little older. We do. I admit, because I've lost some of mine. But think about what you can imagine the Gordon City Park looking like. What can you imagine it looking like? We know what it looks like now. We're talking about the Gordon City Park. Just imagine what it could look like. And so we did that. St. John went out, we had community meetings, and we took surveys from our citizens of Gordon to see what would you like for your Gordon Park to look like. And if you look on your front side where you see the bar graph, you will see all the results that we received from Gordon citizens. So they are really excited about reinvesting into the park. So you take your imagination back and you think about what you would like to see as city council. I'm asking city council to do that. You take your imagination. What would you imagine Gordon City Park looking like? So at that same time, while we were doing all these surveys, we were talking, we were asking questions, people were talking. So what we realized is that 210 Pine Street, which is 12 acres of land. If y'all didn't know the address, it's 210 Pine Street, 12 acres of land that has so much potential. So much potential. And we as a community of Gordon, we are that beacon that can make and develop that city, that little land over there, 12 acres, along with the help of city council. So what we're asking, along with St. John, and I'll give you the explanation of what happened with St. John. There was a little spark inside of us, and all of us have that little spark. There's something burning inside of you every now and then that says, "Oh, I can do that." Well, St. John had a little spark, and I'm telling you now, from the beginning, we was like, "Yeah, we can do it," but we thought about it. I don't know if I can do this, but then we realized we had support system. The support system is not only just the citizens of Gordon. The support system is City Council. The support system is also the Georgia Policy Center, who came in with a grant that we applied for called A Healthier Georgia. Now this grant, we didn't know what we were doing when we started. And I'm gonna be honest and say, sometimes we still don't know what we're doing. But we know our goal is to revitalize the Gordon City Park. So we come with a proposal, not a written proposal, but a proposal to you City Council to reimagine. I think I heard y'all talking about $10,000 for the bathrooms, but reimagine not just what the park itself, that $10,000 that you pulled out, say for the budget. Reimagine what size bathrooms would that encompass for us. Reimagine, ride around, look at some different parks and see what those parks look like. Because look, this is Gordon, born and raised Gordon. That park is our park. We need to make sure we're utilizing everything that we have to rebuild our park. City Council, the citizens. I know we have a lot of things that are going on in Gordon, but if we, as the citizens of Gordon, City Council and the citizens come together, not as, okay, we're council and we're just the citizens, but if we come together, help each other to realize that we can bring in resources, we can teach each other, we can learn from each other, because we were put here for a reason. So if we take those things and we work together, not as saying, well, we can't do that and we can't do that and we don't have funds for this, but we go out and we find those resources. We work together to find the resources, to write the grants, to figure out how we can work together as the city of Gordon. The city of Gordon, not just the council, but the city of Gordon. Because, and I'm going to say it, because the citizens of Gordon are the ones that put you here. So you have to listen to them. It may not be that you can do everything that they would like, but listen. And that's the open part of it. People do more when they hear that you're listening to them versus if you're shutting them down. It does not take much to listen. And when I say listen, actively and engagingly listen. That's the biggest part of it. And it may not be that we may not get this big grand park, but it's the goal that as we, as the citizens of Gordon and City Council, will work together to make sure that we have the best park, not the park that McIntyre has, not the park that Irvington has, but the park that Gordon has, and the citizens along with City Council want. So that's what we're here today. It's we're to ask for your support. This grant we received, and I will go ahead and say that we did receive it from the CDC. Very rare that we receive any capital investments from the CDC. So we're asking if the city will come along and reimagine what the Gordon City Park will look like. Not just with City Council, not just with St. John, but with the whole community of Gordon, so that we can come together and we can make that park the best park. So asking you, take that reimagining mind that you have, bring back the little childhood memory, running out playing, to see that park at a full fruition of what we need and what we have. Because Gordon is a great city to live in. And I think all of y'all realize that, because if not, you still wouldn't be here. It's a great city. Why not put it at its best potential? Because if you build it, if y'all heard that, if you build it, they will come. They will come. And they will enjoy. They'll be outside. They'll be playing. We always talk about these kids in the house on these computers, not coming outside. Families will come. Now think about this. We're not at adequate, sufficient for that park right now. But guess what? Every weekend, there's somebody there every weekend that's walking the trails at that park. Even though the facilities are not adequate. So that tells you that the Gordon community desires to have an adequate park. And we can make that happen. All we have to do is have that little mustard side seed faith. And you can make anything happen. Anything can happen. That mustard seed faith. So we're asking City Council, not St. John, but the city of Gordon. We're asking City Council to come along with us. Take this journey with us. Emotionally, physically and financially, because there has to be a sustainable piece to this. So we can't just go fix this park up. Because I will say, and I may not be correct, but I will say that if you have the government is investing this amount of money into you, they're going to come back and look and see what's happening. So we don't want 5 months from when we made this glorious park over there, somebody comes back and say, wait a minute, what happened? Because to me, if I invested that amount in you and there was no return except for 2 months, don't expect me to come back and to reinvest. So I say thank you, not just for myself, not just for St. John, our pastor, Reverend William Horn, but I say thank you to the community for allowing us to reimagine. And if you reimagine, this is not the last, but we would like to have community meetings, more in-depth community meetings discussing what the Gordon City Park will look like. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Ms. Hunt. Thank you, Ms. Hunt. And Ms. Josie. Thank you all. Next, we have our community reports. Main Street Gordon.
Nothing to report, Main Street.
Okay. Public safety.
Chief. Nothing to report, public safety.
Okay. Sanitation.
Nothing to report.
Okay. All right. Streets.
Well, I have something to report.
All right.
We had a beautiful parade. I mean, it was awesome. But I had 2 problems. That was someone changed the route and they did not check with me because I am over the parade. And I want to, whoever did it, it don't matter, but I will let them know that that won't happen again for the simple fact that when the float tried to make that corner down there by Councilman Power over here, that man like not have made that corner. And not only him, but several others. So I asked whoever changed their route, please don't do that again.
That was me.
But don't do it again.
I didn't change the route. I didn't know the exact route. I thought we was gonna cut through that road.
No, we never cut through that.
I started to go all the way down at the end and
That's
go
where
around.
we go. We go to the end and then we
I got you for
and
now.
come back up.
That's my fault. I'll tell you that one.
Okay, all right.
I'll tell you that one. I don't want to say him not say nothing.
I forgive you, but try not to do that again. Okay? Then I want to know, where was the fire truck? We had Irwinton, McIntyre, Thunberg fire truck here. Where was Gordon fire truck? This is our city.
I don't think there was any working that day. There was nobody working for the city of Gordon.
So they can't bring nobody in to work for the parade for the city of Gordon for 1 hour?
Chief out there? Is the fire chief out there?
I didn't see him. And McIntyre and 2 of them from the county.
Yeah, but this is our city. This is our parade. We need our fire truck in these parades when we have them. Or whatever we have and other fire trucks come, ours need to be here. That's what they need to do. They need to be here. But other than that, everything was beautiful. We had a beautiful parade, and it was very nice. The people participated, and the one that came back and told me that they almost didn't make that curve. I asked them, would they please come back next year, and we'll make sure that it will not happen again. Now, moving forward, the streets in Gordon, we really got to do something about them because they are putting gravels in them. That's not good. Because those gravels can have a sharp edge on them and puncture somebody's tire. So we really need to get those streets done. I did talk to Mr. Mann, and he assured me that he's gonna work with me to get them, and I'm gonna ride with him and show him where all of them at, but he know where most of them at.
But you do know we have the, we have the LB, we have a contractor.
Okay.
But it's just a process of getting
Okay.
it, done.
Yeah, so we're gonna try and
doing
get on
it
that.
now. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, but, cause the barrels is everywhere, we really need to get them up,
Yeah.
and, that's all I have for the streets.
Okay. Next, we have finance.
Nothing to report on finance.
Okay. Water and sewer.
Well, I don't really have nothing, but I've seen on my weekly ride around, I've seen less less water, being repaired, coming up out the street, so. I think we're pretty much well taken care of the leaks. It's just the potholes now.
Mhm.
And that's all I have to report.
Okay.
Evidently they're repairing,
It's-
they're not fixing, they're repairing the leaks instead of
Yeah.
fixing.
And next we have capital projects, which is, Cliff, he's not here, so he hasn't reported any to me, so. Next, we have our next council meeting, it's gonna be January 6th, 2025 at 5:30 PM, and then we have adjourned.
Make the motion that we adjourn.
Second.